Sell it to We Buy Any Car. Learn more and get online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much we buy a car.
Right now, Allstate has almost as many ways to save as there are types of music. Save for being a new customer. Save for driving safely. Save for driving less with pay per mile. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent to get a quote. Find out how much you can save today. Allstate. Now that should be music to your ears.
Not available in every state. Savings based on early signing discount drive-bys and mile west. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, James, that order just doubled too fast here.
Unexpected growth can stretch your business thin.
Somebody pick up that phone.
Like at Luca's Gourmet Frozen Pizza Company. To operate at scale, he needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you spot a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
If I'm not commuting anymore, where do I really want to live?
While you handle life's questions, Merrill Guided Investing helps you manage your portfolio and invest for your next move with the option to work with an advisor at a low-cost minimum. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com for investing goals to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, both a registered broker-dealer and investment advisor, member SIPC. Investment products are not FDIC insured or guaranteed and may lose value.
The thing about comparing rates at Progressive.com is that by now you've heard a lot of ads about comparing rates at Progressive.com. We probably don't even need the words comparing rates anymore to remind you that seasoning steaks at Progressive.com is an easy way to save on car insurance, or that swimming in trousers helps you find the lowest rate. And that's the thing about foraging for truffles. You've heard a lot of ads about standing tiptoe on a cinder block. Compare rates in to a field mouse and save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
New Dunkin' Sweet Cold Foam is the perfect way to top the perfect cup of Dunkin' Cold Brew. Give a little lift to every sip with this velvety feeling that you can't top. Try a medium chocolate stout with Sweet Cold Foam, cold brew with Sweet Cold Foam, or cold brew for $3. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Good morning. Thought I'd help you wake up.
It's 6 a.m. and you're listening to The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Let the party begin.
The show starts now.
Thanks so much for joining the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. As we get started on this Thursday morning, without one of our family members with us, Bob Cooney, who we were telling you yesterday was grimacing in pain throughout most of the show with his back and his neck bothering him. And both, Jamie, you and I both pointed it out during the course of the show. You say Bob was in pain.
Yeah, he was playing hurt.
Bob was playing hurt yesterday. It was playing hurt even sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
And so Bob's staying home today. Hopefully he's going to be feeling better, and we will miss him today. So that means Pat Egan has moved into the big chair.
Oh, boy.
So Pat is in studio with us now.
Yeah.
And that means young Connor is Pat today. So we got a lot of people in different spots today. Connor stealing the show yesterday. I don't like being upstaged on the show that bears my name the way Connor Thomas did yesterday, but it's great. We're going to have some fun today, and we hope that you'll stick around all day long. And to our YouTube family and our Twitch.tv family and everybody that streams on the app, we love seeing those streaming numbers way up. This is awesome. Stick with us, and we appreciate it. The 6 o'clock hour brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White is here for the pro. And where do we begin? What excruciating pain do you want to talk about last night? I always want the bad news first. If someone offers me bad news, good news, I want bad news first.
Sure.
The bad news last night was the Flyers. And I will tell you this, the Flyers, that was as embarrassing a loss as this organization has suffered in generations. And I know people don't like to use the term, but I will use it. It's a 4-letter word that people don't want to use, but the Flyers quit last night. They quit. With a big capital Q, they quit. There was no back check. There was no effort. after it was 5-0, they had mentally checked out. That second period, as I'm flipping between the two, and I was glad that the Sixers were at least keeping me totally engaged. The Flyers quit last night. And there is no other word to use for it, and I don't want to hear any sugarcoating of it. That was a rollover. We don't want to be here. We're quitting. How many odd man breaks can one team give up? I will tell you this, because I'm a dork. I started to count them. And at one point, I had 8 slashes, and I said, okay, that's it. That's it. That is effort. That is all effort. Sometimes you get an odd man rush in a tight game, in a 2-2 game, in a 3-2 game, made by a great play by the opposition. Last night, that was a whole lot of quit with a capital Q, and that was embarrassing. And so, again, we'll talk about it here with the guys in a minute, but anybody who tries to say to you, well, you know, the Flyers have gone through stretches like this before, and they're this close. They're playing really good hockey. And, you know, if a few bounces go their way, that is absolute bullcrap. Don't fall for it. Don't take the spin. That is nothing but shilling for this team. There's no shilling involved. This team is terrible right now with a hell of a lot of quit on them. So that's the bad news. Let's get to the good news. They may get me kicked in the beanbags by some there. Yes, it was an excruciating way to lose a game last night, especially the way that the Sixers forced overtime at the end after giving up a huge lead and really running out of gas physically. In fact, I asked myself in the first half, was Doc, were they overexerting themselves on the defensive end of the court, and was it going to cost them later? It did. But one thing I will say is this. I don't believe in moral victory, but last night was a moral victory to me. With Joel Embiid last night, they trucked that team by 25. So, yes, it sucks this morning. Your coffee's not going to taste as good. But let me tell you, I look at last Sixers night as a moral victory that I don't usually count, so I can't do that. But I would feel really, really good with a full Sixer squad going up against last night's Milwaukee team. Here's the problem. Milwaukee got better with a trade yesterday. I don't know how I'd feel about them going up against new Milwaukee. That'd be a hell of a series, though. Count me in. That's where we begin the 6 o'clock hour with Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, Connor Thomas, and the coach, Eric Camille, and our boy Bob Cooney hanging out at home, hopefully feeling better. It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Let's start with the moral victory, which I am so anti-moral victory, and I got told last night before going to bed by one of my very good friends saying, oh, don't tell me you're going to come with that weak-ass moral victory stuff. You're the person who never says there are no moral victories. But I really feel like last night was a moral victory.
Yeah, I put out a tweet, saying something similar and was getting some guff from people out there, but majority of people seem to kind of agree. It wasn't. Look, it's excruciating when you blow a 19-point lead. It wasn't about a regular season W and L last night for me. These two teams appear to be on a collision course to most likely play in a second round. And it was, how do we match up toe-to-toe versus them? And they match up pretty well. And you're projecting when Joel Embiid's back in that lineup how they'll fare. And I think they'll fare very well.
What about with the new additions to the Milwaukee Bucks?
PJ Tucker, he's a guy I would have liked as an upgraded Mike Scott. I don't really.
So you don't see it as a.
I mean, he's a solid, tough veteran that will be in a playoff rotation, but I don't think it changes their trajectory that much at all.
So I get called a hypocrite last night. Seriously, you know what? I need better friends. I need better friends because I got my friends that'll text me during the Sixers game, and my buddy literally says, as I'm reading right here, he goes, don't tell me you're coming with that weak-ass moral victory stuff. That was a huge lead that was blown. And he said, more importantly, and he gives me the capital letters. He goes, that just tells you this team might not have the setup for being able to succeed in the postseason. I need better friends.
You do.
I need better friends.
You do. You've got two right here, and me and Jamie. We'll be your friend.
Okay.
But it's hard to ignore the facts that they were without Joel Embiid, and they were playing a back-to-back, and the Milwaukee Bucks weren't. I was as frustrated as the next guy, but how do you ignore the fact that arguably the MVP of the league is out of the game.
And you go to overtime.
You go to overtime. You gut check situation. It looked like in the fourth quarter they looked like the team that played the previous night.
If someone told me yesterday, so we're sitting here at 6:07 yesterday morning.
Mm-hmm.
If someone said to Jamie yesterday, Jamie, tonight, because we were going, man, that's a lot. What did we all say about the line?
It was a Milwaukee line.
It was a Milwaukee line.
I
We're
almost
like,
bet
that
him.
looks like a sucker bet. I took the Sixers and the under.
There you go.
There you go. Thank you, Parks Casino Sportsbook app. That was good. And I liked that wager because it looked like a sucker line to take Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Okay, if they had said yesterday morning to us, if we knew, crystal balls out and going, Sixers and Milwaukee will go to overtime tonight, we would have been like, take it. Take it. Win or loss, take it.
Yeah, absolutely. I somebody DM'd me and was like, hey, I don't want to go public with this. Why do you think that was a good... I was like, good loss. It's a regular season game.
Yes.
They're going to match up well versus this team. It's all about what they did in the first half defensively versus Giannis was special. And I think you're right. They exerted a lot of their energy that they had in the tank in that first half. You could see it with Toby in the fourth quarter. He just didn't have his legs under him. And
everything was hitting the front rim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And Seth, tweaks his ankle, and Shake was terrible last night. And it was just kind of one of the... But you stood there punch for punch with, one of the big boys, and it was fine.
It was fine.
Yeah, I looking at the whole situation, it blows that they blew a 20-point lead or whatever it was. I mean,
sure,
but it's not.
I think I was like many of us, right? We're ready to cash in our bets and be like, all right, let's go home with some cheese. But looking at the facts, we probably should have seen it coming. We probably should have seen what happened coming. And the fact that they were able to get that game to overtime, I didn't feel good heading into overtime.
I didn't either.
But when he hit the shot, I was elated because it's like that is a situation where, and we sound like a broken record saying it, but under Brett Brown, they just would have quit. Like that would have been it. Let's pack it in. Let's head to the next game.
Yeah, they would have. As soon as they trailed in that game, it would have been over.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Now then we go to the other game. And again, and
there was another game?
We are the Flyers flagship station. So, yes, because I had yesterday going, gentleman saying to me on Twitter last night, he goes, I think you've been very 50-50 on the Flyers. I said, what? I said, I think Carter Hart's been told that I'm the Antichrist. You're getting killed on that morning show. Kincaid's killing you in the morning. This. By the way, 88%. That's Carter Hart's save percentage this morning.
No,
last night, 2 of the goals were not. I'll give 2 of the 4. He had no shot on. Disgraceful.
I have a bad stat for you on him.
88% save percentage.
Yeah.
That's horrendous. That is horrendous. That's not bad. That's horrendous.
Oh, yeah,
that's an F. That is an F on the report card.
Look, John, it's not ideal. Okay, but they've been in similar situations before and they've gotten out of it.
Really?
They're playing good hockey.
Really, you're hearing the Flyers PR department give you this story here?
The check clears, Sean.
Man,
the good thing is, and you said it, we're the flagship station of the Flyers. But that game was on MMR last night, so we can rip it all we want.
We can. We can rip it.
I mean, we're golden, Pony Boy.
Preston and Steve can't say a word about it.
No, they have to shut up.
They have to shut up about it.
That is, I can't think of the last time the Flyers got embarrassed that badly. I'm drawing up blanks.
And you produced the game, so you're right there.
Yeah,
every night.
I've seen bad losses.
I wanted to hear. I would pay on an app to hear the Coatsy TV timeout, radio timeout feeds.
Oh, I was texting him last night.
I would honestly, I would pay to hear that feed just to hear Coatsy just say, "What the blank is this blank?"
I don't know if there's enough bleeps in the world.
I think
that's terrible.
I think the Rangers scored, in this segment.
No, they did. They just scored.
It was a total non-effort from the jump. This wasn't a situation of a team who gives up the first goal and kind of just gives up the second. It's snowball. They were getting outworked from puck drop immediately. And
it was 2-0, and it felt like 10-0.
Yeah. Well, look, the fact that you have whatever it was, 2,000 fans or whatever in MSG chanting, "We want 10," and they're not calling for a player. They're calling for the 10th goal. I don't know if I've ever heard that in a hockey game before because it's unheard of. score.
Can I say it right now, though, for all you, what do you call the Zamboni? That don't want to accept that